Today we're going to learn how to buy a U.S. election so you can save millions of dollars. For this to be worth it, though, you'll first have to become really rich. Thomas will be our model today.
I'm Thomas Peterffy.
Hi, Thomas. Thomas is a multi-billionaire, one of the wealthiest men in America. Obama threatened to raise Thomas's tax rate by about 3%.
By asking the wealthiest to pay
This would cost Thomas around $15 million a year. Ouch! Don't worry, though. That makes it worth funding an awesome 2012 political ad that will try to help Romney and other Republicans. A few years ago, this would have been illegal. Thank God the Supreme Court changed that law in 2010. Here's Thomas's commercial.
I grew up in a socialist country, and I have seen what that does to people.
This ad set the U.S. record for the budget of an individual's political ad, estimated around $10 million. If you only remember one thing in class today, this is it. Politics, truth, and real solutions. They have nothing to do with each other. Here's a graph. It's about imagery and making complicated things seem simplified so people don't have to think. They just have to believe you. Here's how Thomas does it. First, we saw Thomas implying that he's an expert on socialism because he grew up in Soviet-controlled Hungary after World War II. Behind the Iron Curtain, not only was Stalinism imposed, but the USSR used fascist-style police-state methods to enforce it. Brave Hungarians started a revolution in 1956, but the Soviet Union quickly put it down with a massive invasion that killed thousands. Good thing Thomas left that year. Yes, I know, I said Stalinism instead of socialism or communism. Soviet leaders just repeated, "We're socialist communists," because that's what they wanted everyone to think, no matter what anyone else ever said. This lie allowed them to exploit their people. What they were really practicing was authoritarian rule with centrally controlled capitalism. The correct term for that is Stalinism. Google it and see for yourself. It's a terrible strategy that was doomed from inception. Most think socialism and communism are about the same thing. It doesn't matter that Hungarian Stalinism was neither, nor does it matter that communism is a form of government while socialism is an economic philosophy. Social Security, Medicare, unemployment insurance, these are all based on socialist strategies that spread economic prosperity to those who need, or even those who deserve it because they've paid dues previously. To understand political messaging, we have to stop thinking the way normal people do.
And I have seen what that does to people.
By the time he gets through this ad, most viewers will start to believe socialism actually crept into Hungary.
There is no hope, no freedom, no pride in achievement.
See how once we bite on the socialism premise, we follow the simple logic?
The nation became poorer and poorer.
Even when we know he's manipulating us, our minds get tempted. Why? Now here's the big secret. Human minds like everything to be black or white, right or wrong. Want to convince somebody of something? Put a tainted label on the wrong choice. Our brains want to pick the right choice subconsciously. If the decision is murky and complicated, you'll win. Forget about truth and real solutions. This is about winning votes.
And that's what I see happening here. As a young boy, I was fantasizing about one day going to America.
Thomas Peterffy, now 68, is saying his experience in Hungary makes him scared for us. Like what happened in Hungary has any relationship at all.
Making a success of myself, the American dream.
Thomas has got the American dream down, all right, complete with a personal super PAC, only in the United States. No, really, this can only happen here.
America's wealth comes from the efforts of people striving for success.
Wait for it.
Take away their incentive with bad-mouthing success.
Boom, there it is. The ad delivers the one specific Thomas Peterffy reason for why America is heading towards socialism. We are bad-mouthing success. Obama wants to raise taxes on the rich. As Fox News would tell you, this is just code for class warfare. It doesn't matter that raising taxes has absolutely nothing to do with class warfare. If you watch Fox News enough, they'll pound this lie into your head over and over. They know you'll eventually start believing it, and labeling is the key.
And you take away the wealth that helps us take care of the needy.
We can only expect the rich to take care of the needy if we don't raise taxes. How many people will notice the contradiction? None. We can't require the wealthy to take care of anyone because that is, of course, socialism. Booyah! Too bad the honor system doesn't really work.
Yes, in socialism the rich will be poorer, but the poor will also be poorer. People will lose interest in really working hard and creating jobs. I think this is a very slippery slope.
So what if 40% of the most successful economies in the world are led by parties that openly associate themselves with socialist strategies? These include free market democracies like Australia, France, Switzerland, but this is the United States. In our country, you can support socialist strategies like Medicare, but don't be caught supporting anything where the socialist label sticks.
It seems like people don't learn from the past.
He's asking viewers to learn from the imaginary past he's just described. Some voters might instead be reminded to learn from a more relevant and recent past, like what happened to the economy last time a president reduced taxes on the wealthy.
That's why I'm voting Republican and putting this ad on television. I'm Thomas Peterffy, and I'm responsible for the content of this advertising.
And that's how you save yourself millions of dollars a year. Focus your ad strategy on imagery, reinforcing what most people believe, and use lots of labels. Which brings me to our bonus question of the day. How can you usually tell if a politician believes they have a real solution to some problem? See you next time.